Hey everybody, welcome to Live Coding with Jesse. I'm Jesse, and I apologize for being a few minutes late. I got a phone call right before the stream started. I should have never even answered it, but it was from a car rental place, and I'd rented a car last week to drive down to uh, Revolution Conf, and there were some issues with the car rental in terms of there was a misunderstanding and I ended up getting charged more than I should have gotten charged. So I did really want to answer it and clear that up. So anyway, good news for me is that everything is going to be cleared up. And I definitely apologize for the lateness of the stream start. All right, so I just want to let me take a minute here. I'm streaming from home, so I want to make sure the stream's okay. So let me know if anything's weird with the stream, if there's a delay. Right now it says the health is good, but I have more things running on my computer than I normally do when I try to stream. So far everything's running good. So just let me know. I'm not going to play Spotify on my computer. I'm going to hook it up on my phone. So I'm going to set this up right now and play this. Okay. Yeah, and then this is somewhat humorous. I went to start the stream because I was in a hurry because I was late, and then I looked in OBS and I could see myself and realized that I did not have a shirt on. So then I had to grab a shirt really quick before I could start. So I had already started the stream, done the preview on YouTube, and you have to hit one more button for it to go live. So I almost had hit the third button. Not that you can really see much more than this up, but still, I didn't want to scandalize anybody. All right. I'm going to check the live chat real quick before we get started, and I'm going to start out by explaining what we're doing and why we're doing it, and then we'll get right into it. Just a disclaimer, I've never done this before, so this is going to be one of those streams where we learn together, and I'm expecting for it not to work right away. So we'll see how it goes. I see a few viewers saying hi. Subender, hi. Edward says, who else is excited? I'm definitely excited. I hope some of you are excited too. Treasure says hi. Hey, how's it going? Mildred says, it's looking good. I assume you mean the stream is looking good and not necessarily me. But if you did mean me, thank you. Either way, thanks. Jeff said, thought you were laying on the floor for a second there. Yeah, actually, it does kind of look like I'm laying down. I'm actually in a recliner, and then behind me, I just put up tablecloths. I hung them from the ceiling, so it kind of encloses me a bit, and that way, if my kids run through here, then it's not distracting. And you never know. There's a bathroom like in the corner there, so sometimes the little ones will be so excited that they went on the potty, they'll run through here without any pants on or anything. So just wanted to make sure we keep this PG here and family friendly. All right, let's see. I'll just read a few more hellos before we get started. Carlos says, hasn't been able to watch previous episodes because I didn't get home until now. Good to see you live. Yeah, it's good to have you here live, Carlos. Let's see. Harshit says, hasn't worked much with Now lately. Well, we're actually getting ready to work with Now. So we're not going to get there today, but we're going to do the prep work for our WordPress installation to get to that point. Let's see. KCB says no pants Wednesday. I do have pants on. Well, I have shorts on. So let's. All right, cool. All right, let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is just give you a quick explanation of what we're doing, and I'm going to paste a link in here for you to follow along with some of the documentation as well. Let me get that link right now. I had it up on my other computer. Site now with WordPress. Okay. I got the link now. Let me paste this for you. I'm going to paste this here in the live chat. If it doesn't work when you click it, just try copying and pasting it. That usually works. And this video is kind of dark. I'm going to brighten my screen. It's amazing the difference you get in the video if I just brighten my laptop screen. Okay, so I'm going to move this over on my other screen, and I'm going to share my screen with you all so we can all check it out together. Okay, so this is what we're looking at, and this is the link that I copied in. What I'd like to do is set up WordPress in a way that I can track it with Git, and that I can also deploy it using Now. So if you've used WordPress before, and if you know anything about Now, you know that it's not going to work right off the bat. We definitely have to change some things. So this is in anticipation of putting in motion the plan that we talked about on Monday, so that we're going to separate out that MySQL database and all the files, all the media files from WordPress, and then all we'll have left are the PHP files, the plugins, things like that. That's what's going to end up being hosted with Now. So that's what we're going to work on today. We're going to take the actual WordPress files that we've been using, and we're going to try to get them into this format and put them up on GitHub. So let's dig into this a little bit and just see what's going on so that we can all get an idea of what we need to do. So you can see we're running, we have our WP config file, which I'm sure we'll have to modify, but that's standard. We have this Docker file, so when we check Docker, this will really give us an idea of like what's going to go on inside this Docker container. You see we're doing this curl, right? If you're not familiar with these commands, curl is like going out and like downloading stuff. In this case, it's downloading these zip files. So, we're getting latest versions of WordPress. We're getting some plugins for secure database connection. We're getting a SendGrid plugin. WordPress does send emails for just some of its administrative tasks. So we're going to run that through SendGrid. And we should be able to just use the free plan on SendGrid because there's not going to be very many emails. And we already have SendGrid accounts set up, so we won't have to set anything new up for that. Alright, it's using... Sorry. So you can see when we run Docker, it is going through all the steps to run WordPress, to install and run WordPress with Nginx. So this is really cool. We haven't used Docker on the show, so I'm kind of excited about this. And so that's what's going to be going on inside the container. Okay. And let me see if there's anything else that we need to... we ought to check out this config file. I guess we check out this run file too. Okay. And the config. I'm assuming this is going to be a little different than a normal WP config. Alright, so we are going to have to put in some info. Okay. I mean, it actually looks pretty much somewhat normal. Okay. And I forgot to start my Pomodoro timer. I'm sorry about that. Let's start it now. And I'm just going to keep it on my other screen. I already have it there. It'll play a sound in my headphones whenever it... Actually, no, it won't play a sound because I have my headphones plugged into my phone, but I'll... it should give me a notification. Let's see. Harshit says, you need environment variables. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so what we're not going to have on our GitHub repo is our environment variables, right? Because obviously we don't want the world to know all that stuff. So I will set that. If we get to that point where we get far enough that we need to set these things up, then I will definitely do that on my other screen, and we'll have to keep them, elsewhere. Okay. All right. Harshit's talking about the E flag on now. Let's see what they have set up for now. There we go. So Harshit, I don't know if you were looking at this or not on your machine, but this is the now.json. So at least we know what we need. All right, so what we want to do, I guess first, did I clone this already? I can't remember if I forked this yet or not. So let me double check and see if I did fork it yet, and then we can get started. Let's see. Ayaz, I believe I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not sure though. Ayaz, I see your questions. After this Pomodoro session, I'll come through and answer a bunch of the questions. So you can just hold on for about 20 minutes or so. Then I'll answer the questions. All right. So let's check out my profile. And if I did clone it, I think I would have cloned it to this organization, this FDS Marcom. Let's see. Or I keep saying clone, I mean fork, sorry. There we go. I did, it's here. Okay, so I'm going to run from off of this now. This repository that I forked. You can see for this main repository, it's not like it's been updated anytime soon, so I don't really need to worry about updating my fork. So we can get rid of that, and let's clone this then. And this, it may take a few minutes since I'm trying to run OBS at the same time, but that's okay because that would give me a little bit of time to check out the live chat. And I have this really small, so I'm going to make these a bit bigger before I do anything else. Let me see. Let me go one more. It looks really huge on my screen. Let me know if it's good for you all. So I'm going to do, oops, I want to get out you know what? I don't want to do this in here. Let's pull up command line. So let's go into here for now. Okay, so I'm in my projects folder. If you're doing things with the command line, pulling down repos, I always find it helpful to create a projects folder so I know where everything is at. Just keep things clean for me. So I'm going to do a git clone, and I'm bringing down that repo. Wow, super fast. Okay, and we can cd into this. It's just WordPress, and we can see, hey, here's all our files. Now I'm going to open this with Visual Studio Code. I know I could have opened up a window in code first, but I've just gotten in the habit of doing it this way, and I always have my iTerm open anyway. So I'm not 100% sure that it's faster, but it's easier for me since it's a habit now. Remind me later. I've been asking him to remind me later for that survey for months. Maybe one day I'll actually do it. I mean, I do want to help. I just am always in the middle of something. Okay, so you can see now we have all those files, right? Everything that we ought to have. So what we can try to do now is set this up and try to get something running locally on the machine. So let me, you know what, I think I may have to set up, if this SendGrid stuff is not optional, which it doesn't look like it is. How about it? I'm going to try to run it without setting up something on SendGrid. But if you know what SendGrid is, it's like an email server. So we've done things with SendGrid before. It won't be too much of an issue, but I think we can save some time and try to do it without SendGrid. We'll see. If we get an error, then we'll set it up. But you know, it's worth saving like 10 or 15 minutes to try to do it without SendGrid first, since this is, you know, kind of a trial run. This is the first time we're trying this. I'm trying to scan the chat as well, just to see. Harshit, I see your comments. Let's do that now then. Let's make that .end file. No, it didn't. I didn't hit the dot hard enough. There we go. Dot. Okay. So our .env file, env, is where we're going to add in all the stuff that we saw here, right? The host, username, all that. So let me open this side by side so I get them all. And I just want to grab these just so that we have them, and take let me take out all these quotation marks. We don't need them. Okay. And I don't believe we don't need the commas either. No, what did I just do? There we go. Alright, I don't think we need anything. I'm just gonna need what, like equals? I need equals for all that. So at this point, I am going to pull this off to another screen. Let me see if I can open this in another. I guess it's not going to let me do that. I just see Axel asks what that env is for. I need all these values to get this up and running. So I need to put them in an env file. and then now is going to grab them and use them. So that's what I need. Harshit, thanks. He just reminded me to remove the spaces as well. I assume you meant the stuff over here, so thank you for that. And let me make a new window and pull it over to my other screen. And now I should be able to drag this over to my new window and close it here. Alright, cool. So let me just open up this just to have something else in here. We're going to close that, and I'll do my best to never show that M file again. Let's see. Harshit says, is the database set up, or will you use the same test database? For now, I'm going to use the same test database. So I don't have the things we talked about in terms of on Monday in terms of file storage and database. I don't have set up yet because it occurred to me that the school that I work for uses Microsoft Office 365. So I thought it might be a good idea to look into, like, hey, could we use Azure for free or for a big discount? So the IT department is looking into that right now. I hope I get an answer back soon. If it turns out that we get a really good deal, then I may go with Azure for our database management and our file storage. If not, I think I'll probably end up going with Google because from what I've seen so far, I think Google will end up being a bit cheaper. So that's the plan right now. If I don't hear anything back by the end of the week, I think I'm just gonna go with Google stuff because I can't really wait. All right, let's see. I'm gonna grab. All right, I'm gonna look away from the live chat for a while because I need the screen space to look up some info about my WordPress installation. Okay, so let me see. I may have to. Trying to think how I can get this info quickly. Maybe I'll just SSH into the droplet and bring up the current WP config. I just need to get the IP for the droplet. Alright, so I'd rather not show you all my stuff for this process, so I'm going to just describe it as best I can. So right now all I'm doing is just logging into DigitalOcean. It's asking me for my two-factor authentication, so I just need to get it on my phone here and get that. I use Authy for my authentication. And I have a lot of stuff in here. It takes me a little while to find it. I definitely recommend using two-factor authentication whenever it is available. Definitely better than just using a password. Okay. So let me go in here. I'm in DigitalOcean. I'm on several DigitalOcean teams, so I'm switching to the team that we have for this university. And We have quite a few droplets in here right now. I don't remember what the name of this droplet is. Okay, I think it's this one. Let me double check before I start trying to get into this droplet. Alright, let's try. I'm going to try to do some stuff here just to show you. Let's see. Do a new tab and let's see. I think that's it. No, that's denied. Alright, hold on a second. Let me bring this to my other screen. Okay. Okay. Alright, so evidently, I don't think I set this one up, but evidently I am not set up as a user. Oh, you know what this was? We did the like easy one-click setup for this, and so I personally don't have an account like I usually set up, but the root account is still active. Now it's not. You can't get a password. It's set up through SSH keys, which is okay. But usually we don't use the root account for time. I'm not going to set up my own account right now. Let's just do this with root. I have to remember how to get to. Is this how we get to it? No. I can't remember how to get to where we want to go. Okay. If anybody remembers how to navigate file structure for Apache to get to where WordPress is, let me know. I cannot remember. I'm just not in this file structure often enough. Alright, let's check out what we have here. And, Jacob says www. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, the www, but I just can't. There, that's it. Yeah, I couldn't remember what the top one was. Or var. How do you pronounce that? There or var? I don't know. There we go. But thank you, Jacob. Alright, so we get HTML. There we go. There's my WP config, should be there. There we go. Alright, I'm going to pull this off my screen for a second so I don't reveal all my secrets to the world. And then that's what I'm going to use to put stuff in that end file. So I'm just going to run this with Nano, so I can't show you on the screen, but I'm just going to say I'm running the command nano, which is a built-in text editor, and it's probably the easiest one to use. And that's really all I need right now. And I'm going to do nano and open the wp config.php file. Wonderful. So now I'm going to scroll down a bit to get the values that I need. Okay, now don't show anyone your wp config file. So if you're ever going through this, you definitely don't want to show people. Okay, so I have all the database info in there right now. So we'll see if this works. Hopefully it does. And now that I have that in there, let's go back here and let's view terminal. Alright, so we have our terminal running down here at the bottom, which is very nice built-in feature here. And I guess let's see how I run this. Alright, so this didn't come with a README file for what to run this. What's the command to run this Docker file? Or I wonder if I could just run now. Let's just do that. Let's run now. Please enter values to the following environment variables. Oh no. It wants me to enter values for them. Why can't it just pull it from this .m file? Okay. Let me... Alright, I'm going to stop that here, and then... What happened to my terminal? Oh, I put it over here. Alright, let me run this in my terminal. I could put in this stuff. Okay. We need the SendGrid API key, so it wouldn't let me proceed without the API key. Alright, let's set that up. And I can show this on the screen all the way up until I actually get the API key. So let's go into SendGrid. I didn't really think I'd have to go to SendGrid for this stream. Oops, you know what? I bet my timer... Yeah, my timer's almost up, so in about a minute, I'm going to stop and answer some questions. If you have any questions, put them in the live chat now. I used to log into SendGrid all the time, and I have not logged in for quite a while. Alright. API keys. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is create another API key. Oops. I'm going to do that after our break. So I'm going to take a short 5-minute break, and I'm going to go to the chat and answer some questions. I'm going to scroll all the way up to the top and just go down in chronological order, try to answer as much as I can. Then when I come back, then we're going to set up API keys so that we can hopefully get this WordPress running on now. I see a lot more of you were saying hello. I'm not going to go through everybody, but just hey everyone. Phoenix says, just wanted to inform you that I might be off the streams for a few days. I have my master's exams due next month. Hey, no problem. Good luck with your exams. I hope you do well, and after you're all finished, come back on and let us know how you did. I don't know if you can hear my stomach growling. If you can, I apologize. I need to eat. Okay, so IS had that question a while back. I noticed that how can I learn coding? I'm a beginner. Looks like Arnaldo says go to freeCodeCamp. Yeah, definitely. freeCodeCamp's a great way to start. I mean, it does depend on exactly what you want, but if you're not sure what you want to do, I definitely recommend going to freeCodeCamp.org and just starting out, go through some of their stuff. Definitely at least get to the point where you're starting to learn JavaScript, get through the HTML and CSS stuff. Um, try to stick with it through that to the JavaScript algorithms and things, and maybe try making some of the projects. And that should give you a good idea of how you like coding, and you know, I think it's a good way to start out. There's a lot of other places you could start out with, but I think that's a pretty solid foundation. Shubham says, "What about React projects?" Yeah, I mean, we're still working on a React project. This is just the piece of the project where we're storing the data and managing the data. So we're gonna set this up, and then we'll be going back to the React stuff soon. I was actually working on the React stuff all day, trying to get more routes set up and pull in the data correctly. Niki says the optional chaining proposal now in stage 1, possibly coming in JavaScript, will be awesome for the router file in the project. That's cool. Our router's getting huge, and anything to help out with that would be great. IS says, "You're a genius, Jesse. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not exactly sure I'm a genius, but if you say so, I'm not going to argue. Oh, Nikki asked what hotkey I removed the indentation with. I just highlighted everything and I pressed Shift Tab. So just backwards tabbed everything. We got a question. Where can I learn WordPress theme construction? I believe the WordPress documentation actually has a step-by-step process of learning theme construction, so I would check that out. That's probably going to be where you'll have the most up-to-date and official instructions on how to do it. So just check out the WordPress docs on that. I haven't attempted to construct a WordPress theme for years, so I'm not. I know where I'd go if I wanted to do it, and that's the official documentation. But I'm just not in practice to be able to just go in and start doing it myself. Niki says there's a folder called Magic. Is there really a folder called Magic in there? I did not see that. I don't know. If I see it again, then maybe I'll try. All right, my timer's out. So if I didn't get to your question right now, I will get to it after the next break. So I'm gonna start up this next Pomodoro session. Um, let's get. I guess might as well excluding billing. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, API key name. Alright. Hopefully this doesn't expose my API key right away. Haha, it did. We cannot show it to you again. Dang it. Alright, let's try this again off screen. Alright, so I'm going to save this stuff in my LastPass. Okay. Alright, now let me see if I can get this running. Alright, sorry, I'm just making sure I copy all these keys properly. That's weird. It did not work. I'm scrolling through the chat quickly to see if anyone noticed anything I was doing wrong. Okay, I don't see anything. Let's... Alright, I'm going to try this one more time, just in case I, pasted something in here wrong. And if that doesn't work, then we'll maybe try to look up and get some help on this. Okay. Got farther than I did last time. Alright, it's going. It's doing a lot of stuff in the terminal. No errors so far. I guess we'll just see what's gonna happen. Alright, it's downloading and unzipping different things. WordPress files I can see. Okay, cool. Alright, yeah, I'll put my terminal back over here. If I accidentally show some type of info that I shouldn't, then I guess I can always just change it. Alright, so while that's going, I'll check in to see some of what's going on in the chat. Okay. Oh, Andrew landed his first dev job. Congratulations, that's awesome. Whoa. Alright, that's cool. So maybe that worked. Username, password, information to be configured to get a database server. Here's database system. Okay. Well, it was cool that we got it to run. Evidently, I messed up something with the database. Let's make sure. I hope I didn't actually mess up the database itself. So I'm going to double check here. Nand says Git versus SVN. I've never used SVN, so I'm going to go with Git. But I can't really make a good comparison. Jacob asks if SendGrid is free. Yeah, so they have a free tier that works for a lot of things. So definitely check out the free tier, and that may be all you need for your whatever project you're working on. All right, let me try to get in somewhere that will pull from the database. I know this will work. I've been working on this page for a while. Okay. Cool. So the database is not broken. It's just the way I tried to bring it into that project that's broken. Oh. All right. I'm going to check how much time I have, and then we'll see what we can do here. Okay. All right, what if we let's check this out for a second. Google. Let's check this out. So we're going to check out Google Cloud MySQL. Let's just do this. We'll just try to go through quickly and do this. Alright, so I'm going to pull these instructions over onto my other screen. Nikki just said, thought he was going to Google for a second. Almost aged like 50 years in an instant. Alright, so let's go to, let's create a project. And let's call this test. Test MySQL. That looks good. Location. Well, organization. Can I just leave it with none? Yeah. Alright, cool. And need to enable billing. This is my own account, so I'm just going to do this on my own account just to get it working. So it should be billing. There we go. Billing. Yep. Just have to. Yep, there we go. Okay. How do I still have this linked to my billing account? I don't know. I'm not getting charged for anything, so I guess it's okay. Anyway, alright, so billing is linked up. Now let's enable this API. Oops. API. So this is the Google Cloud Platform admin panel. Let me make it a bit bigger. Sorry about that. I just realized it was probably really small. Oops. I thought I clicked on the API. Need to enable an API. There we go. So let's enable. And I guess I'm looking for the Actually, let me search for this. Google Cloud SQL API. Enable. Alright, cool. And let's make sure. Let me pull this over. Make sure I enable this for a specific project. Dang it. I accidentally enabled it for the wrong project. Let me disable that for this project. Yeah, disable. Alright. Let me get on the right project here. There we go. Now I'll double check to make sure it is enabled. Alright, it is enabled. Awesome. Go to Cloud Sequence page. Let's go to our Cloud SQL instances page. SQL. You know what? I'm going to paste the quick start into the live chat as well, and then that way y'all can follow along if you'd like. I definitely want to go with MySQL. And sure, let's choose second generation. It looked better. Alright, choice is permanent for instance ID. SQL instance root password. Whoops. Generate and not show me. No, I want everybody to know. I'm gonna generate a different password with LastPass. There we go. And I'm gonna paste this. Location. Central. Yeah, that's fine. Let's check out these options. Probably just leave it all by default. Okay. We're going to create this instance. Alright, cool. So that is doing its thing. And the next step is we're going to get access to a console. then we'll be able to create the database. And actually, let's see if we can migrate our database. I'm just gonna, while this does its thing, I'm gonna search to see if there's a really easy way to migrate. And it looks like there is some documentation on how to migrate application database. So I'm gonna have to dump the database. Okay. Alright, Nikki says the stream is cutting out. Oh no. Maybe I'm trying to do too much. It's possible I have too much stuff running. Oh, and my timer is up. Alright, so we gotta wait for this to be finished anyway. So now I guess it's a good time for a break. So let me go back to the chat. Let's see what kind of questions y'all have. Okay. Andrew says, do companies give you computers to develop on? Yeah, my company does. The laptop I'm using right now is my own, but in my office at work, I have an iMac. So I think it's pretty common for a company to supply you with a computer. Nan says, Jesse, any words on TensorFlow.js? I have not worked with TensorFlow.js. It's I would love to work with TensorFlow and all the stuff like that. I just haven't had the time yet. So I have some ideas on how I could use it, but I really can't give any comment on it yet because I haven't had time to use it. If anybody else has used it, I'd love to hear your opinion on it. Worlds asks, what is SendGrid used for? It's like an email client, so you can, if you need your app to send emails, then instead of like writing the code to send emails yourself, you can just use SendGrid's API, send the data to SendGrid, and then it will handle all the email stuff for you. So we've used it on some previous projects, and it's pretty pretty easy to use. Hey, it works. Cool. New World says, how good should I be at vanilla JavaScript before learning a framework like Vue? New World says, like DOM manipulation. I mean, realistically, I have not used Vue, but I think it's somewhat similar to React. And you don't do a lot of direct DOM manipulation in React. So if Vue is like that, don't worry so much about DOM manipulation. And to be honest with you, if you know just the very basics of JavaScript, you can jump into a framework or library, and that should be fine. Just make sure you keep learning JavaScript while you're doing it. Sometimes people talk about like mastering vanilla JavaScript before they move on, but I mean, I don't. I think that's if you had all the time in the world and all the money in the world, and you didn't have to worry about actually producing work for clients or for your employer, then yeah, maybe you could do it like that. But realistically, like frameworks and libraries are there so that you don't have to do all the underlying stuff. You can just make awesome things and have that layer of abstraction that it makes it easier for you to do. Not only that, but if you rely on a framework or a library to do a lot of things for you, and a lot of other people use that, then it's well tested. The bugs are all out. If you try to build everything from scratch yourself with vanilla JavaScript, odds are there's going to be a lot of cases where it doesn't work, and you are not even going to know about it at first. And you may never know about it. It may affect some users, and you never even hear from them. So I think as soon as you know enough to start to understand the basics of a framework, it's fine to just jump into that framework. You will continue to learn JavaScript as you use that framework. As long as the framework isn't like such an abstraction that you don't use any JavaScript, like React isn't like that. I don't think Vue is like that. You'll continue to use a lot of basic JavaScript stuff as you do that. As you use your library. Ayaz is not a fan of the freeCodeCamp lessons, so is asking for something else. Ayaz says, I am 17. I read in class 10th. Tell me. Yeah, if you're not a fan of the freeCodeCamp stuff, I mean, maybe if you prefer like just reading, try out the You Don't Know JS series that's available for free online. Also, Eloquent JavaScript is available for free. Udacity has some nice intro courses that are also free, and it's a mix of video and exercises and projects, so a little bit different from freeCodeCamp. I would try those out, see how you like those. Okay. All right. The timer went up again, so let's just try one more time to get this running now with our new database. And so what we need to do then is pull the stuff from our current database and then import it into our database. Let's see. Let me. Can't I can't find my terminal. Where did it go? Oh, it's over here. Alright, if we're still here, let's try this. Enter password. Alright, let me pull this off to the side while I enter this password. It may not even show up in the terminal, but rather be safe about this. copy that password and paste it. All right, awesome. So let me go back over here and let's see. Cool. We have this backup file now. This backup.sql. All right, so we have a backup of our database, and now we need to import the database. Okay, let me go in now, and I'm gonna log in to that MySQL database. Is it not letting? Why are you not letting me copy and paste? No. There we go. So let's grab that and let's get in here and go. Can connect to the remote MySQL database. SSH. I'm assuming I'm root. What's it doing? Come on. Maybe I skipped a step. Did I skip a step? Yep, I did. I forgot a step. Alright. Cloud Shell. Alright, let's find the Cloud Shell icon. There we go. Okay, so this is going to be just like a terminal. There we go. Alright, so let's try to get in here and just test MySQL. Alright, let's see. I got G Cloud. Cool. Connect and connection name. maybe I need to use that. I'm not exactly sure what name I need to use for this. So let's try this. User equals root error. Okay, so that's obviously not the right name. So let's try a different name. Maybe we can try the IP address. Nope. Alright, let's see. Test MySQL instance. Let's try that. Here, maybe. No, I didn't want it to do it again. Alright. Let me go over here while that's going again, just to check the chat. Oh yeah, there's definitely someone is asking about if this could be posted later. It will definitely. Yeah, don't worry about it. If it's 3 a.m., by all means, go to sleep. This will be available. The recording will be available online. So here on the freeCodeCamp YouTube channel. So yeah, definitely, definitely do that. Oh, that was cool. It actually filled out what I needed. Whitelisting your IP for incoming connection for 5 minutes. Excellent. All right, enter root password. Okay. Yes. All right, so I am in, and phone command to back up the current database. All right, I did that. I'm following along with some instructions here, so that's why it sounds like I'm talking to myself. Okay, cool. So let's do a few things here to set this up so that we can migrate this. So we're going to go, we're going to create this database. We're going to call it WordPress, and we're going to end that with a semicolon. Okay, and then we're going to grant all privileges on WordPress. To admin. If you wish me else to replace the exempt user admin, use the command with a different username. You can use any username you want for that. We're just gonna do admin by, and we'll go password, custom password if you wish. All right. Password isn't the best password. But since this is just a test and I'm going to shut this down right after, then this is okay. All right, wonderful. Now we're going to disconnect. Hopefully. Let's make sure I did that right. I forgot that I have an error. Dang it. Yep. Writing SQL commands in the terminal is always rough, especially because of the semicolons at the end, so that was my problem. Now I'm going to exit. Okay. You can tell I'm not used to SQL terminal commands. I've done it before, but not often. Okay, now for this next part, here's what we're going to do. We're going to run MySQL u admin p, and then we're going to put the IP address of the database. Wait, actually, full command, backup WordPress, and the account is named admin. Oops. Sorry, I think I skipped a step. Alright, let me go back here and authorize. Actually, I don't think I need this anymore. So let me close this out for now. Can always come back in if I need to. I need to authorize this other database. So authorize network. We need to add a network, and we need to put the IP address of our test, or our WordPress database. So the one we want to bring the data in from. Alright, wonderful. Now, in that, where's my terminal? There we go. So now back here, let's make sure we're still in here. Great. Now we're going to do MySQL u admin p h. We need the IP address of our MySQL instance. So let's grab that and put that in here. So what we're going to do is pull that data that we made, that backup SQL here. We're going to push that over into our new Google Cloud SQL database. So we got that IP address, and we're going to send that over to WordPress, right? Because that's the name of the database that we just created. That's pretty much empty. Oops, wrong way. And we're going to grab that backup .SQL file, and we should need a password, and the password for that user was password, so I think that should work. Not sure how long this is going to take, so I'll read some from the oh, wait a second. Jeff says, did you save that change? No, what did I not save? Did I not save with the authorization? Nope, I didn't save. Shoot. Is that what it was? Yeah, save it. I'll probably get rejected. I might have to just run that command again. Shoot. Kind of an important step, huh? Did it work? No, it's done. Save. There we go. Good catch on that one. I totally didn't even see it. So I'll probably just, as soon as it saves, I'll just cancel that command and then rerun it. Because this is going to allow permission for stuff to come from this IP address and make changes here. Alright, so let's stop that. Control C and run this again. Hopefully we'll get something this time. And let's see. Try to see the logs, see what's happening. Alright, so I'm not sure if anything happened or not, but let's check it out. Interesting. Alright. Alright, I just want to try to verify that this did something. Alright, I mean, we definitely had a spike in storage right about the time when I ran that command. So that's probably a good sign. Alright. Jeff says, run the MySQL command line interface on the target, see if you got anything there. Oh yeah, that's definitely a great idea. Let's see. I'm just going to do that because it'll just automatically put in the command for me that I need. Alright. connection database. Oops, let me copy this password. Alright, let's see. If it saved any of my previous commands. There you go. Alright, what SQL command is just going to let me see what's in this WordPress database really quick? If anyone knows, please put it in the live chat. Otherwise, I'm just going to look it up. Oh, Jeff's saying use WordPress? Okay. Show tables. Thank you. Yes. All right. Cool. Really cool. Okay. So now let me change. All right. Let me run. Let's grab this. And I'm going to try running now again. And I'm going to put in the new info for the new database. Both of you who helped me out, I very much appreciate the help. That definitely saved me minutes of looking up this stuff. All right, cool. So I can't remember if it made me. I can't remember if it made me put in the all the password stuff and it actually displayed it. So I'm gonna do this off screen. All I'm doing off screen is it's just asking me for the database host name, password, and stuff like that. I'm just copy and pasting values. So yeah, and it is actually showing the values. So SendGrid. All right. It's running, it's building. I'll throw this back over here. Now y'all can see some of this stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to go back to live chat, answer some questions while this does its thing. Basically, if I'm going to run this once. If it works, wonderful. If it doesn't work, then I'll have to try again later because we've been streaming for a long time. I need to eat. Believe it or not, streaming actually takes a lot out of you. Wow, that was so fast. Let's try it out. No error. It's my username password and your wp-config.php file is incorrect, or we can't contact the database. Yeah, it should be. These should all be pulling in the right stuff. Alright, something's still happening. I'm not sure. I thought I had the right stuff. Oh, you know what? I may have made just a very simple error. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna run this again since it went so quickly, and I'm gonna try again. And if this doesn't work, then I'm really done this time. Okay. Bring this over. I imagine there's probably a lot in the live chat that I need to catch up on before we end. So let me try to find where I left off at. Alright, let's try this out. Errored again. Alright, so what I'll probably need to do at this point is see if anybody else has tried to do this and has had similar problems. Double check and make sure all my passwords and stuff are sorry. Make sure they're all correct and try to figure it out. But at least for me, I learned some good stuff today that I'm happy I did. So I learned how to go through the process on Google Cloud to set up this SQL database, which was actually really easy. Um, I learned how to copy everything over, which was also pretty easy. So I think it was definitely worthwhile. We set up a service in SendGrid. Yeah, so I don't know, pretty cool. I'll definitely have to do the setup of the server again, in the Google Cloud if that's what I end up going with. Because obviously I'm not going to personally pay for this since it's for my employer. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed we didn't get it working completely, but we ended up actually setting up more than I expected because I didn't think we'd have to do this whole database thing. So anyway, I hope you all learned something as well. And I'm going to get through these last few questions here, and then I'm gonna call it a day for this stream. Yeah. Nikki says Google recursion. Do it. Do it now, just for fun. All right, let's Google recursion. I love it. It says, "Do you mean recursion?" So, I mean, if you get it, you get it. Otherwise, look up recursion. All right. So it looks like the live chat's actually a lot of y'all talking to each other and helping each other out, which is awesome. I love when that happens. So thank you, Cordelia. What are you doing, baby? My 1-year-old daughter wants to come see me, so she's upset that I'm still working. Kevin says, "What continuous integration tools do you use in your company?" Shoot, what did we just start using? Uh, Travis. We just started using Travis. What do y'all think about Travis or other tools like that? What do you use? What are your opinions on them? I'm pretty new into that kind of thing, so any advice you have is very welcome. Richard Code says, "Hey Jesse, just signed on. Have you used Local by Flywheel? It's so good. I have not used it yet. I will have to check it out. I haven't even really heard about it." John Hanson's here. Says, "Hey all, missed it all. I'll watch it later." As Jesse says, he sounds more intelligent at 1.25 speed. I really do. If you haven't tried watching the recording of the video at a faster speed, try it. Because when I normally do the stream, I take pauses and try to figure out what I'm doing or what I'm going to say next. But when you speed it up, I don't. So I type really fast and I talk fast. So I sound like I always know what I'm doing. It's better. If I have to watch my own videos, I watch it like that. It makes me feel better about myself. Jeff says, try the Migrate DB plugin. Okay, I'll have to try that. Thank you. All right, Richard Code says it's an environment for WordPress. Downloads and installs WordPress for you, creates database and links, fires up a local server. Amazing. Oh, cool. That does sound amazing. Thank you for sharing that. All right, I'm at the bottom of the live chat. I'm super hungry, and so I'm gonna end this now. Should be able to stream tomorrow. I'll be in the office, so it'll be a little bit better quality. Be able to stream in full HD. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you all so much for sticking with me for so long and through so many issues. I did warn you at the beginning stuff was not going to work, um, but I still do appreciate you all with all your help. And hopefully I'll get this working and can show you something that's actually working tomorrow. But until then, have a great day.